Hello, wonderful ISTE people. My name is Alina, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about using GarageBand enhanced podcasting for digital storytelling in the elementary classroom. You can find GarageBand on your dock, which is right down here. So, what we use in GarageBand is a feature called enhanced podcasting. You see this window offering you different ways of doing some kind of project in GarageBand. So we click the little person with the purple kind of circles coming out, said podcast. So we click that. As you can see, it's already chosen, and we choose it. So here's where I'm going to title my project. Instead of putting it in GarageBand, I'm going to put this on my desktop. Okay, so now that I have this open, this is kind of the standard view that you're always going to get. One of the important things to note is that before I can work with my pictures from the exhibit, I need to make sure that they're loaded into iPhoto. And so I'm going to click and drag my folder, and I should note that inside my folder, I put these in here just so that they're ready to go. I have the pictures that I'm going to be using for the enhanced podcast. And so I click and drag it over the icon, iPhoto. I let go, and it will load my pictures automatically, which is really nice. So, okay, so now that this is ready, I'm going to do my last import, and here are my pictures. So the way I like for the kids to do this, or the way that it's been working really well so far, is to have them go ahead and record their voice first and then put the pictures in after. And so we have a script, and they read their script. So as an example, I'm going to read a quick little script that we wrote just for this demonstration. So in order to record a voice, you need to click on a voice track. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start recording. So right down here, you'll see a red button. It kind of feels like that should be the record, and in fact, it is. Hi, my name is Alina, and I'm going to tell you about my daughter's trip to the Anzi Theater to see the Egyptian exhibit. So now I'm going to go back and kind of take a listen to how it sounds. Hi, my name is Alina, and I'm going to tell you about my daughter's trip to the Anzi Theater to see the Egyptian exhibit. At this exhibit. Okay, so you can work with this and really change the voice, re-record it as many times as you need. I'm okay with it for right now. So what I'd like to do is add my artwork. So I come over to images, and I click and drag them into the podcast track. Okay, so the first thing I do is I click on my podcast viewer window that's available on the podcast track. This way I can kind of visually see what my audio is saying. The way we've been working with the kids is to have self-portraits in there. So I'm going to go in here and find a self-portrait. Let's see. So, hi, my name is Alina, and I'm going to tell you about my daughter's trip to the Anzi Theater to see the Egyptian exhibit. Right now I'm going to just close this so I can see my wheel a little bit better, because what I've done is I'm sizing my images so that it makes sense visually to what I'm saying. Alina, and I'm going to tell you about my daughter's trip to the Anzi Theater to see the Egyptian exhibit. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest of my pictures in here in the same way that I'm doing it now. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is add some audio. And so to do that, I go over to my media browser and I click on the tab audio. And from here, I come down to the little eye. Oops, the little actual eyeball eye, not the eye icon. And I click on jingles. We've been working on jingles because it's already pre-made music for you, but this is all copyright free. And so I'm going to go in here and find what I think would be some music that would sound like what should go to my digital story. This sounds pretty good. I think this is the one. So I'm going to pull it up, drag it to my female track. It'll take it there, which is good. And I'm going to cut it. So I have it selected. This is a good time to show this anyway. So my audio is selected. I want to cut it right about there so that I can work with a little bit. So like I said, I have to select this track. I come up to edit and I click split my audio track so that now it's two separate pieces. It still plays the same. But it also allows me to select one and delete it since I know I don't need that much audio. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my ending bar, bring it back over to the end of the music. And now I want to adjust the volume so that my music isn't overpowering my voice. Okay, so let's hear how it sounds. Hi, my name is Alina, and I'm going to tell you about my daughter's trip to the Anzi Theater to see the Egyptian exhibit. At this exhibit... Okay, so I want my music probably to run just a little bit longer. And I want it to fade out. To work with the audio, you're going to need to select it and then click this little down arrow. And what this is doing is allowing you to kind of manipulate on the audio track. And so let me make this viewer, or this view, just a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm going to do here. So what I do is I put, they're kind of like little dots on the track. It's below this, this track or this viewer belongs to this track, but you can't actually manipulate the audio waveforms. You have to do it below on this kind of invisible blue line track here. So I make two dots and then I just drag the last dot down so you get the slope. And what that does is it fades your music out. So you can take a listen and see what you think. A lot of fun at the Anzi Egyptian exhibit. So, sounds pretty good. Okay, so now with that complete, I need to save this, file save, and I need to share it. So here's where we export the podcast to disk. You want the AAC encoder because it says, as it says right here, this will set the artwork to the recommended size for podcasts, which is 300 by 300 pixels when exporting. So this looks good. Okay, I'm going to do higher quality. And I'm going to say export. Egypt, yes. Save. All right, so now let's take a look at the final project. And it's right here. This is important when you're going to view it. Do Control-click, open with QuickTime Player. Otherwise, it defaults to iTunes, and you can't actually see the images, and that's the bummer. So make sure it's QuickTime Viewer. Hi, my name is Alina, and I'm going to tell you about my daughter's trip to the Anzi Theater to see the Egyptian exhibit. At this exhibit, she saw a camel, some artifacts, the way to embalm for mummification, and some artwork. She had a lot of fun at the Anzi Egyptian exhibit. And that's it.